watching Alice in Wonderland as a kid, right? It's a scene on Alice in Wonderland where Alice comes to this fork in the road and a cat pops up. It appears and it asks Alice, where do you want to go? Which way do you want to go? She says, I don't know. He said, well, wherever you want to go, we'll get you there. I think that scene represents that if you don't make a decision will be made for you. If you don't make a decision, you're going to end up somewhere. You might not like where that somewhere is because it wasn't up to you. Before Uber, we used to have these cabs. You remember cabs? Yellow cabs? I know kids out there. What the fuck is a cab? These little yellow cars riding around the city. You flag one down. You might see one in an old movie or something. And you get in the car, and as soon as you get in the car, they're going to start driving. They're going to ask you where you want to go. You can take as long as you want to decide. They're going to be driving. They might be moving further or closer to your destination, depending on where you decide that you want to go. And if you never decide, when that cab stop, it's going to be a cost. And you might not like that cost depending on where you ended up.
If you lazy, you waking up at fucking 3 o'clock in the afternoon and shit like that.
Popping bottles.
You're setting the tone for everybody because you're the leader.
Popping pills.
That's just what comes with being a man.
Popping bitch ass niggas.
I don't want nobody making decisions over my life except me. Not a woman, not a judge, not an officer, not no motherfucker.
When them bullets hit him up, look like son had a seizure. Run out, give it up, you know the procedure. I be sipping Jack and honey.
I don't think nothing can make me feel like a man. I don't think nothing can make me not feel like a man.
Chains on my collar.
You can't take the benefits of being a man without the responsibilities.
Give you niggas halos on God in the king.
All right. Welcome back to Rose I Did, man. I'm your co-host, Terry Roseland.
I'm your co-host, Jones.
We got two Joneses on the show. I'm going to let Jones introduce the guest Jones. These niggas look just alike. And
I'm like, when did we say this nigga name was Jones?
Lewis.
Go ahead, introduce our guest
But
today, man.
you know, we got a special guest, man. Me and him, we go back. I met him back in probably like 2014. Was young as hell. We joined the travel company, and me and him, we just connected. And he just seemed like, you know, one of them like-minded people, you know, smart nigga. You know, we was definitely having fun going around. It was a lot of networking going on. But after that company that we was a part of, you know, kind of dissolved, we kept our relationship, and he was just one of those type of people that was just going to be successful in whatever he did. You know, how you do anything is how you do everything. And he had fast success over there. When that company was over with, he took some time and, you know, brainstormed to see what his next plan was. And he's been doing that ever since. Successful in that. Can't wait for him to tell you guys about that. Entrepreneur, well-traveled, well-connected. Goddamn it, I think he was voted 5 times Houston someone you should know.
That's fire.
You know what I'm saying? So without further ado, I call him Malcolm X, but Jonathan Lewis, man.
What's good, man? Glad to be here.
No doubt.
For sure, man. Nice to have you on the show. You say you go by Lewis, though.
Jonathan Lewis, that's my name. Okay. Bro, I did not know he was already starting when he started telling that story. I didn't know what was happening. And I was like, this is a good story.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do, man.
For sure.
Nice to have you on the show, brother. Y'all say y'all met at a travel agency, and behind the scenes, he was letting me know that he had to fire Reggie from the fucking travel agency. He said, Jones, you got to get the fuck on.
It got too wild.
Nah, so, man. But all right, so welcome back to Rose I Did. This is the show. We walk the path of self-improvement. We invite you to walk that path with us. You know, we try to get better along the way. And of course, we know that everything is not our fault, but if we blame ourselves, we make better decisions, man. How was y'all week?
Pretty good, man.
So day to day.
Pretty good.
A lot of traveling, moving around. I'm actually moving to Colombia for a few months, to Medellin, Colombia. So made a stop out here, tapping with y'all, doing another podcast tomorrow, and then we doing an event on Sunday right after the Bears game. So, yeah.
Okay, what's the move to Colombia about? What's the purpose for that?
I got an engineer who lives in Colombia, so I'm going to be living basically in the same apartment building. And then just to get away, like right now, I got a bunch of expenses. I have a lot of things to accomplish and kind of need to put myself in like I guess you could say like a incubator or like a little chamber of just isolation. And so going out to like be in the mountains in Colombia is a place where I got a $600 apartment, organic, clean food. I tried this basically last year in Bali for 3 months. Only difference between doing that in Bali and Colombia is the time differences was a little too aggressive. Like I'm trying to have appointments and meetings with my team back here, and they just waking up. I'm just ready to go to sleep. So Colombia's a lot easier because we on the same similar time frame.
Got you. Safe to say you have no kids.
No kids.
Okay, cool. That was a given.
Yeah.
I just tried to like
Single
go
with no
live in-
kids. Single with no kids.
Been living in Antarctica for about 6 months, man.
Man, that's the type of shit you get to do when you got some dick discipline.
No, for sure.
no
You
kids,
definitely.
man,
I mean,
don't do it.
The crazy part is like going to Colombia. People definitely think it's like that, which it is. It can be, but Houston is like that too.
Yeah.
Houston is definitely like that. We was just talking about that. Houston is a place where we got some of those beautiful women in the world. It's definitely a little more expensive than Colombia, but Colombia is a really big part of the world for like remote entrepreneurs right now. A lot of people who are tech founders and startup founders and engineers and remote workers are moving to Colombia because you could just be getting started. You might only be making 5 bands a month in your new business, but that goes a long way in Colombia, and you can not be in survival mode to run and scale your business rather than being in, let's say, Houston or Chicago, where that 5 bands really have you stressed out and not be able to get your full creative energy out. You know what I'm saying? So if you have the ability to do it, it's an option that you should look at.
Absolutely. So are you gonna do the girlfriend like one down payment for the whole run? Or are you gonna do night by night? How you working that part?
Nah, bro. I mean, women is easy to come by in Houston. You know what I mean? Like not on some crazy shit, but women
I'm in Colombia.
Yeah, like I'm just telling you, like I get women whenever we want, whenever I want. So for me, it's really as crazy as it sounds to go to Colombia to get away, but like I really am. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we'll have to see in a few months from now with the results that I create, but I know that sounds crazy.
We gotta fly down there and interview, bro.
Yeah.
Strictly about that.
Pull back up. No, pull up. I already got a studio. The apartment that I got across the street, grocery store, 2 blocks down, gym, 1 block down, podcast studio. So pull up. I already got the studio. We good.
And if you ain't know, man, Reggie don't hang out with no niggas that don't work out. So I knew bro had a gym set up somewhere nearby.
Had to.
That nigga, yeah, he definitely one of them early risers. Fucking
he be on some powerlifting shit though. I'm more so trying to stay athletic. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be able to dunk when I'm 40 at least, and still be able to race somebody. But yeah, you be on some powerlifting. Keep doing your thing, bro.
For sure. All right, man. My week was pretty solid, bro. My week was pretty solid. I feel a little healthier. I walked 8 miles Monday. I can't do shit but walk right now.
What happened?
I had a surgery, like emergency surgery,
shit.
last Wednesday. Yeah, so about a week and a day ago. I can't do shit but walk for the next 6 weeks maybe, but I walked 8 miles Monday.
In this weather?
Hell no, on a treadmill. In the gym. But my feet started itching as soon as I got off the treadmill, bro. Like aggressively itching. Like the whole ride home, I'm on the expressway, like
beating your feet.
Yeah, like that shit was crazy. I'm like, what the fuck going on? So I ain't never doing that shit again. I walked 2 miles today, man. So I'm just getting back, trying to stay active, trying to stay moving. The little pains and shit is there. It's gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So just learning how to live with it, how to do things. Tie my shoe in my hand and drop it on the floor and put it on, shit like that.
How long until you could get back into like lifting or working out normally?
Man, I ain't even thinking about that shit right now.
That nigga trying to tie you.
Yeah, I want to, but because I was in a flow. I was in a flow like leading up, like the last few months of working. I just been in a flow, and that shit just got interrupted. So they say in about 6 weeks I will be fully functional, but they say I won't be like the same until like August or some shit like that. They say it's like this one girl told me the muscles that they cut was like the equivalent. They didn't cut all the way across, but like the section is like the same that they would cut to give a woman a C-section. Like how they just like gotta cut through all that
so
shit.
you had real surgery.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So but nigga feeling good. I'm happy to be here. Put life in perspective. The positive part of it is always a silver lining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm off work. I got hella time. Like I got hella time to do things I need to do. So grad school is starting. New goal is to buy another house. To buy did I tell you about the content house I did?
Yep.
So moving out of here, moving out of this space. Well, me moving out of this space. Not selling it or shit like that, but opening a content house. That's the goal for the year. 2-level content house. It's gonna be crazy. So
I can't wait for that.
God willing. Yeah.
Can't wait for that one. But nah, yeah, my week, same good. Work has been what I want to say? What's that Chinese proverb or whatever? Where you be like, oh man, that was some good. That's good that happened. He's like,
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. The story of the Chinese farmer.
Yeah, my son broke his leg. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He like, we can see. I don't know if this is good news just yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing the good news for now. But I remember when I was back trying to get into Salesforce, and it didn't fall through, and I just couldn't figure out why, etc.
You started your own shit.
That too. But at work, like a lot of leadership opportunities are approaching, and talks about, as far as I'm the third in command per se on like the hierarchy list in my department, and my manager, she's pretty much trying to groom me to be like the chief and then eventually take her spot or whatever, which is great or whatever. But there's just a lot of good conversations, and I just see where I was supposed to be. Like, this is the better work environment. I'm working with some dope people. I'm not stressed. I haven't yet been like, damn, I gotta go to work today. Like, the days be flying, so that's smooth. On top of that, I met with 2 engineers this week outside of work. You know what I'm saying? Make work on your dreams too. With my app, I made a post on LinkedIn and letting people know that I was looking for an engineer. And you already know, motherfuckers was, just got the sending me they, portfolios, et cetera. And there was this one company, this one guy from India. I'm gonna plug you with that. He reached out to me and it looked pretty legit. You know what I'm saying? India, I'm kind of looking for somebody who I can put my hands on, pause. Like, I want to be close to you type shit.
Yeah, no.
That's why you going to fucking Colombia. But he sent me his whole process. I looked at his website, etc. We hopped on the call. English is pretty good. And I'm going to have him build out my accountability crew app. He's going to make that an actual app. That's the fitness app. Put that in the app store. And depending upon how well that functions and just how he delivers, I might let him, mess around with capture. If I don't stick with the current engineer that's working with me right now, I don't know how that's gonna go. That's the other meeting I had. You know what I'm talking about. She came out to the bonfire. I don't want to fuck up her name. Juanica.
No idea.
I'll show you.
Shout out to Juanica. I love you. You know what I'm saying? Just not by name. I know I see you. It's love though.
But yeah, nah. She reached out to me, just letting me know that, like, hey, I'm a software engineer and I specialize in UX. And so she did a UI report on my app, on my web app, and she broke down every last thing I need to fix, all of the thing that's working.
So you've already got to a certain point though.
Yeah. I'm like, the shit is done. It's now just like
what you did. You did it.
Yeah, I did it.
AI.
Yeah. Vibe coding. Well, I told you still ain't made that Lovable account, did you?
No, I use Cursor, bro. I've been using Cursor so far.
Okay, how you like it?
I mean, from what I hear, Cursor is like the top one that you could vibe code with. I mean, it just depends what engineer you're talking to. True. Honestly. But nah.
Is Cursor like Lovable? Is like the same type of product?
I think so. Yeah. It's basically an AI coder.
Plain language.
But you can also plug in like things like Figma and other stuff like that. So if you already have your UX fully, created, you plug that in, and then also it'll connect that, build out the code behind it, and then connect it to the back end, if you know what that means. But yeah. So
what's your back end? Mine is Superbase.
Yeah, I think we was at first gonna do it in Firebase, but yeah, I think all my engineers were saying they want to do it in Superbase. So that's what we're looking at.
For sure.
But that part should be beyond me. My main thing is, for me, like, I'm in a business where we already have generated revenue. We've already had over 500 customers. We already have a social media brand. As far as investors, though, if you want to start kind of attracting tech investors, you need to have a tech app. Yeah. Unless you are a multiple-time founder or somebody who already been in Silicon Valley or already had an exit that's worth 9 figures. Like, I don't have that yet. But having the app in the App Store and generating 6 figures through it automatically puts you in a similar bracket. Mm-hmm. So that's really why that's my main focus. That's why I was like, I'm going to literally go to a different country and only do that for the next 3-4 months. Because once I get that in the App Store, we in a different world. So yeah.
Facts.
We've been good, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's go to our next segment, man. Our next segment is what would you tell your son?
Let's get it.
And this is a segment where we use some level of current news and we look at it from a perspective. If I had a son that was in this situation, what would I tell him to do?
You have a son too?
I have a son, yeah. I have
Okay,
two sons.
all right,
Yeah.
bet.
So, do you have a topic that you want to use this week? It's a few on my mind, but
For this segment?
for this segment, yeah.
The first one that came to my head, and it's not as crazy. I was just thinking about, are you familiar with Chrissy and Desmond?
Yeah. Not too familiar. I'm becoming more familiar with them because of the divorce. But
Yeah.
I saw the
I know
content.
you're talking about that.
It's fucking hilarious. That's all I know.
Yeah.
It's
I was rocking with them.
The wife is fucking hilarious.
She's hilarious. I was
Yeah.
rocking with them. I love the content. The wife seemed cool as hell, funny as hell, just fucking
Batty.
spontaneous, wild,
Yeah.
pretty, all that type of stuff. And with the divorce came about because it was speculation that he was cheating, or he might have admitted that it was infidelity. He said, I had some things, I did some things I'm not proud of, etc. And I didn't realize that they were Jehovah Witnesses. So
Really?
when you're a Jehovah Witness, the only way out of marriage is through infidelity. So when you kind of put the pieces together, he said he expressed to her that he wanted like to separate. He was kind of like over the shit, and she was like, I guess nothing happened after that.
Too much dancing, not enough peace.
so he, I fuck around. Think bro claimed infidelity. Oh yeah, I kissed this girl. I cheated. We got it's over with.
Kiss the fuck out of her.
I
too.
kissed the fuck out of her. I cheated. We get a divorce. But what I would tell my son, and not only my son, just men who's on that type of level, like in the public eye, when it comes to dealing with breakups, divorces,
I already know what you're gonna say.
is to do exactly what Desmond is doing right now.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say don't be a Jehovah's Witness. Go ahead. That's really the problem.
It's
But, go
to
ahead.
do what Desmond is doing right now, and it's shutting the fuck up. It's just
He put out a statement.
he put out a statement, but compared to
The statement was generic and probably lawyered, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Confirmed before he put it out there.
That's
But-
not shutting the fuck up though.
it's been a lot of no compared to what we normally see. It is. I remember when Tracy
That's
T.
Offset.
Going back,
Offset.
they're going back and forth shit.
Tracy T. Remember Tracy? You know who Tracy T is? That's
Grapes.
what the fuck is that girl name?
Cash Doll.
Cash Doll, Baby Daddy. There's been a lot of situations where guys will be in these situations where they break up and they going back and forth, throwing subliminal shots on the internet, just doing too
They
much.
seem
It's
even
real
her
catty.
though. They seem a little more classy than that though.
You know what I'm saying? But no, not really though, because like Chrissy, on the other hand, like she posted a picture and she like kind of throwing shots. Like she posted a picture in the house and said same address. She posted some other shit, just real subtle shots. And somebody was like, bro, don't give a fuck about, don't care about that same address. That nigga is in a studio apartment, peaceful as hell. You know what I'm saying?
You probably having nightmares about you flipping into a room with a fucking alien costume on or some shit.
But who knows what their business is. But it's just, I would tell my son anytime, and even if you're not in a public eye, you know what I'm saying, just always keep it player. And I don't know, you know what I'm saying, player shit, but just write it out. Keep your mouth closed, sit back, think, solitude. Don't make any rational decisions. Don't speak out of emotion. In the moment, in the heat of those moments, the best thing to do is to analyze, think, and then you could speak on whatever you want to speak on later and move however you want to move later after you've come out of that emotional wave. Because a lot of times, you know what I'm saying, in the heat of the moment, you say some shit you will regret, or you do some embarrassing shit. You just look silly. You fuck around, lose your dignity, doing some wild shit. So that's a topic that I would speak on.
For sure, man. What I would say is this, right? With them being Jehovah's Witnesses, it changes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Which, like you said, the only way to get out is through infidelity, which I've heard from other Jehovah's Witnesses that's not always the case. I don't fucking know. What I will say is this. My son's not a Jehovah's Witness. But one mistake that I feel like a lot of men make, and I'm taking this away from Desmond and Chrissy, is that they want out. they don't want to force their way out and be a bad guy, so they stay in and they end up doing some shit that makes them an even worse guy down the line, right? So a lot of guys in a relationship, they want out, they don't want to, they might say it, hint to it, da-da-da. She like, no, she want to fight for it, ooh. You over the shit, but you don't want to be like, look, bitch, I'm out. Like, yo, I'm not fucking with you. Like, you don't want to be that guy. So you stick it out, but you end up cheating. You end up being neglectful. You end up doing a lot of shit that's not really of your character, instead of just standing on that shit and being that bad guy and leaving. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to my son would be like, when you draw that line. Like, you got to stand on it and you got to leave. And you can't really be worried about being the bad guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't be worried about the perception of being a bad guy. 'Cause that's all it is perception. It's somebody's opinion of you. It don't necessarily represent who you actually are, because you could be a lot worse guy. You know what I'm saying? You trying to do the right thing by moving on and not, completely not, just not getting nasty, not getting fucked up in a relationship. So I would just say, if you want out, stand on it.
Niggas be putting their girls on PIPs, performance improvement plans.
Yeah, no, I mean, in particular situation, it's kind of a mix of both the same thing y'all said, bro. Like, I have a similar situation going on. I had an ex-partner who's launched a whole public smear campaign against me. So, like, the whole time, first thing I just did was I kind of got counsel from people that I trust and respect. It's like the first thing I did is ask for wise, advice from people that I look up to. Then legal advice, like, because I'm like, we for sure gonna sue this nigga later. But how do I go about
This
that?
nigga being her?
No. It's not a woman. It's a dude. It's a man. It's an ex-partner. But I'm looking at it in a similar situation.
Gotcha.
Like,
Business
you having a conflict, a conflict and a separation in the public light, right? So
Gotta be cleared.
yeah. No, none of that. None of that. But like I said, it's a legal situation and a public separation at the same time, right? So not being emotional at all, because there was a whole lot of shit that I wanted to do emotionally. Like, I wanted to go where the man lives. I wanted to do a lot of this stuff. So it was just, how do I take a deep breath, stay stoic, do the smartest thing in this moment, and then continue to follow a plan. And then not think about the right now, but remember the game plan. Like, there's other stuff that I already had in motion that we got to make sure we execute on for the year. So the program is always most important. The vision, the legacy is always most important. And you can't be doing emotional shit that pretty much jeopardizes based on how you feel right in that moment. Yeah, so absolutely. Whether that's a divorce, whether that's whatever, even before the divorce happened, like you said, he could have definitely had those lines. And I don't know their situation. I don't follow either one of them on social media, but at the end of the day, it's all about how much y'all communicate and y'all's communication, like y'all's expectation going in and continue through the relationship, business or relationship wise,
for sure. Hats off to you for staying stoic and
not the whole time, but I tried though. Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel like hands off to you for not putting your hands on a nigga and making it that type of situation, because it's easier said than done.
No, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Easier said than done. Absolutely, man. Let's get into the real topic of the day. Let's do it, man. The cost of not making a decision. A lot of times in our professional lives, in our business lives, we want to talk about being an entrepreneur, and our romantic lives, a lot of times we stall out on making decisions because we feel like decisions can be permanent, because we scared to lose, really. We scared that if we make the wrong decision, it's going to cost us. And the thing is that actively being wrong and failing seems not as bad sometimes as passively, like not making this failure through not making a decision or through being passive. So you say you got to go left or right, you go left, and the thing's not going how you want. It makes you feel like, what does that say about me? What does it say about my level of intelligence, competence, things like that? Versus if you sit back and don't make a decision, you're failing. It just doesn't feel like it. You just wake up somewhere where you don't want to be, or you wake up in the same place 5 years later, right? So those are some of the fears. What are your thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts on not making decisions when it comes to a relationship, since that's what we kind of are already?
Relationship specifically?
Yeah, we're going to start on a relationship round.
This is similar to the last one. I feel like that exact same mind frame, that shit relates to not just relationship, but everything. But if you don't choose, somebody's going to choose for you, or you're going to fall into a situation that kind of like Jim Rohn. Y'all know Jim Rohn?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, pay attention to the set of your own sail. If you don't, the wind will blow you whatever way it wants to go. And if you just not paying attention, you're gonna go and end up somewhere you don't want to be, whether that's relationship, business. And not to take it back to business, even though you say relationship, but like me and him both doing tech stuff right now. In tech, when you make your mind up about what it is, the problem that you're solving, you're going to fail in iterations of that. Like it's guaranteed. But you fail and you're able to collect data off each failure. So it's kind of the same thing with dating. Like, I want a girl who's, gonna bring me peace. She's gonna cook. She's gonna have a vision for her own life also. She's spiritual. Whatever those things are, you're gonna go through dating different women. You're going to meet women who aren't that person. It's guaranteed. So you gotta know, when I see that, do I keep fucking with her just because she's bad? Do I just kind of ignore it? Or do I stand on business and kind of figure out, like, these are my non-negotiables? I might have some things that I really want versus these are like my non-negotiables. And like you say, you got to teach yourself or whoever you're talking to, like, you got to stand on those. Or you're going to put yourself through a lot of fucking trauma.
Absolutely.
In business, relationships, friendships, everything.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Let me go. You touched on it from a dating perspective, knowing what your negotiables are, non-negotiables are, et cetera. And while you're in a relationship, not making a decision, what that looks like. When you don't make a decision and when you get to the point where you feel like you haven't made a decision, you low-key have already made it, because you have a desire in your mind and something is stopping you from making that decision. So you put it off. And when you put it off, 9 times out of 10 you're choosing the opposite of what you want, but it's just like it's delayed. And so since it doesn't happen right now, you don't really feel the impact of not making that decision. You know what I'm saying? For example, let's just say you reach a point in your relationship where you figure out that you and your lady way of life, vision, like you just see y'all going down separate paths. Maybe you the type of person that you super into personal development. You super into working out. You super into, business, just furthering your life or whatever the case may be. You're like a super structured business type, human being. And then your girl, she's just like super lazy. You kind of overlooked it in the, in the beginning or whatnot, because 9 times out of 10, because she was cold or whatever the case may be. But you reach a point where you know inherently that this isn't going to work long term. But like you was talking about, you don't want to be the bad guy. You don't make the decision. It could be a year from now. It could be 6 months from now.
Will come back.
And when you didn't make that decision, number one, you lost time. You probably lost more money, because not everything's not about money. But as like the man in a relationship, you're spending money. You taking away time away from, because if you had you made that decision, you could have been pouring into whatever else you was working on 10x. But since you didn't make the decision, you more date nights, more movie nights, more cuddling nights, more nights of not doing shit and all that type of stuff. So ultimately you make the decision, but you just unaware that you're making a bad decision.
I think we got to reframe the way we look at losses. And I think that, I don't know where the thought of failures come from when it comes to life decisions. Maybe it's like sports or some shit. You get a certain amount of losses in a season, you don't make it to the playoffs, or you lose the championship game, whatever the fuck, right? It's like the sense of permanence. Like the Eagles just lost, they can't try again until next year, right? And that's even like not really permanence, but it's just like this season is over with. You lost this opportunity. It don't really work like that in real life. In real life, it's kind of like the losses is kind of like practice. And then if you get it wrong, you just get a lot of fucking practice. And then if you get it right, then you fucking won. So it's like, it's actually better than we make it. It's like you have unlimited free trials. You could do some shit over and over and over again, and nothing's going to stop you from doing it again other than you deciding that you don't want to do it again. Okay. Whether it's starting a business, whether it's finding the right partner, whatever, you get to keep trying over and over. Nothing's stopping you from trying again. And when you finally get this shit right, you won. That's easier than it's almost like a video game, bro. Like that's easier than our perception. Our perception of it is like, if you get it wrong, you fail. Like it's any level of permanence to that. You only really fail when you quit, essentially.
No, 100%. At the same time, though, depending on the fucking scenario, certain failures have different repercussions. Okay. So like you could fail in handling your emotions, and I punch my homeboy and he fall and hit his head and crack his skull. Now I'm going
Right.
to jail for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? So that failure, you might get another chance to get out, but now you're in a different scenario. So it's like we still got to really hold ourselves accountable, even with the decisions that we make. Now, failure in a business, failure in sports, failure on a lot of stuff on the day-to-day, like you said, it's unlimited. Like I
Even in
failed
relationships.
so
Picking the
many
wrong
and
chicks.
relationships. I failed so many times on everything we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But each one of them has literally given me a PhD in experience in the travel industry, in the tech industry, and in relationships and stuff like that. So it's but especially us as black men, we definitely still gotta kind of find a way business wise. Like you make certain mistakes, you're not gonna get the same leeway that Chad get at your office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We make certain mistakes in the courtroom, we're not gonna get the same leeway. When it comes to starting our own business, we're not gonna get the same opportunity when we have certain failures under our belt. You know what I'm saying? So we do gotta be a little more, one level above. But as far as internally, we gotta know the only thing ever stopping us is if we completely stop.
Absolutely.
So I agree with you 100%. I just want to throw that in there because that shit is really real.
For sure. On a relationship wave, right? Given like just a more like realistic relationship example that most people go through.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe not most people.
Wait,
But-
real quick. Are you single right now?
I'm not. No.
Okay, so I'm the only single person up here. Got it.
For sure.
So I'm just talking shit.
No. We need the single perspective.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? However, like on a relationship wave though, let's say it's sex. Let's say you in a relationship with somebody, checking all the boxes, look the way you want them to look, finance, whatever, everything's good. Sex isn't what you want it to be. And your girl don't gotta have the best sex you ever had.
Yeah.
But she gotta be like top 5, right? If you're gonna be with her first day of life. But let's say she not.
Yeah.
Let's say she not. Let's say the sex just ain't
Reggie, like, let me keep my
what you want
face
it to
straight.
be. The chemistry
I'm
not
good.
there. The physically, I don't know, whatever it is. Whether it's the chemistry ain't there, she always fucking at the moment, saying some dumb shit. Whether
crazy.
it's physically, it just ain't the wettest. Or even the performance, she just don't have that performance of these slut bitches you've been fucking with, right? So you have a decision to make, my nigga. The decision could be I don't want to be with her, or I'm going to accept that sex may not look how I once preferred it to look for life, right? How important is it to me? Like the other things, this woman is going to raise my kids. I feel like she's the right person to raise my kids. I feel like she's the right person to support me throughout my life, my life's journey. Have I had enough slutty wild sex for a lifetime? That's a decision you got to make. Most niggas not making that decision. Most niggas is gonna complain about it, stop complaining about it, not like it, deal with it, keep the relationship going until it's unbearable. And I think those are like the decisions that we avoid the most. It's things like this is just like you stand in the middle ground of like, I really don't like this, but I'm still gonna fuck with it. And not even realizing that you have a decision to make. I think most decisions that niggas don't make is because they don't even realize that there's a decision to make. When it comes to relationships specifically.
That goes back to the main point, like not making a decision.
Yeah.
Because you really can't you just can't let shit slide with your life, bro. It's like once you become a grown adult, like maybe when you're 18, you're just not gonna say nothing. But once you like 26 and older, everything you just said, you gotta be like, okay, yes or no. I'm gonna keep going through it, or I'm gonna say something.
Right.
I've definitely had relationships with a woman where, it was a certain vibe or a certain thing that she did or couldn't do. And I had a conversation about it. And I was like, this is nothing that if she's not willing to, she wouldn't get better at. But if she's not willing to get better at, that's the problem, really. So it wasn't like anything.
I mean,
physically
capacity is part of it. Because it's like, it's some things
But
that
then
people,
I would be able to peep that off the first conversation. Like,
whether she got the capacity. What if she's willing to, but she don't got the capacity?
That's also like, that's important. Like, shit, you're going to raise my kids. You got to have some kind of mental capacity to adapt and get better and think critically.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't think critically, I don't want to have kids with you.
No, for sure.
Okay.
It's funny you used that example. The last the last
Relationship you was in?
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, why he use that example? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? If you walking this path in life and your girl walking, that nigga talk about that real shit that you just had going on a couple
I
years
didn't
ago.
think of that. You just you know.
What are you talking about, Reggie?
But no, I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship where that was the exact case, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The sex wise, it just did not, meet my standards.
Reggie
And
freaked
not
out
to
out
say,
here, man.
and not to say that, she had to be a fucking porn star or whatever, but just like, just the basic sex, it just was not,
Okay.
it just wasn't hidden. But the reason why I stayed in there in that situation a little bit longer. It didn't last a year, but I was trying to critically think and like, you know what, this is a good woman. She got a good head on her shoulders. She treats me nice. She all these other things, like the more important shit. You know what I'm saying? She checks it. She checks out, but is this where, it just wasn't there?
So tell me this: were you? Did you eventually stop being attracted to her because of those things? Like, did you find yourself being like almost resentful, like I don't even like doing this shit no more?
I didn't.
No? Okay.
Like, it ain't get. I didn't let it get that far.
Okay.
I didn't let it get that far. But in that situation, I had a decision to make because I knew.
But you said it was for like a year.
No, it was less than a year.
What does that mean? 8 months?
It could be like 9.
So 9 months is a long time to be messing with somebody you don't like the sex with.
I mean, you don't figure that out. Like the first 3 to 4 months is like, oh, it's great, it's cool, fun and shit. It was.
So it started off good.
It was just new, so he wasn't even thinking about it being good.
It was just new. It was mainly new.
I can't relate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Coochie could be trash the first time.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
But
that's
no.
what I'm trying to grasp this right
love.
now.
No, you can. No, definitely wasn't that.
He was in love.
Definitely wasn't that. You can't fall in love with that.
Nah,
I don't know, bro. You can know that you have a really quality chick that you could love in within 3 months though.
And I was more so looking at like, this is a good person.
Like, this is a potential wife I'm talking to right now.
This is a good person, man. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be mature. I mean, immature. She had a fat ass. Sex is not as good. I don't want to be immature.
Was it something she could have worked on?
No.
And that's what I'm talking about with capacity, right? So I think what you were saying, like mental, I'm with you, but sexual capacity, it could get real nuanced. I'm gonna say, because there's some shit that you can just tell, like, this is not gonna get better. Like, she don't got the thing that I'm looking for, and sometimes you can't even really describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you had that happen to you, bro.
Yeah, I'm great now.
Yeah. Like, matching Christmas photos, man. It's lit.
For sure, man. Career decisions, man. I know people who have called me and say, Terry, man, bro, I got this promotion on the table and I just feel like I'm not ready. I don't want to take it. Why you want to take promotion? I just feel like I'm not ready. Is this a company you want to stay at? Do you want to eventually get that? Like, yeah, I want to. That's the position I want, but I just don't feel like I'm ready right now. But your boss think you're ready, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? So there are people who have, even on the 9-to-5 side, we're going to get to the entrepreneur side of things, but even on the 9-to-5, working inside of a corporation, inside of somebody else's situation, that people have decisions to make. And people style out on these decisions. Part of those decisions as well, working on the 9-to-5 side, might be going back to school to elevate inside of a company, things like that. Now, these decisions are so costly because our most important resource is what, fellas?
Time.
And it costs you so much time when you keep telling yourself that I'm 38 and by the time I finish school, I'm gonna be 42. Well, bitch, you're gonna be 42 regardless of what you decide to do in 4 years, the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying? So let's go into that side of it on the 9-to-5 side, and then we'll go into the entrepreneurship side. Some of the decisions that you've worked 9-to-5s before, I'm assuming at some point, right?
I've never worked a job longer than 3 months. So I'll give my perspective from an entrepreneur who I'm very self-aware, and I knew that the corporate side of things, like, I'm not good in that environment. Like, I get into it and I automatically start treating it like I'm an independent contractor, but that's not how they want you to come in there. Right. So I could talk about how that's not the route to go. Right. But yeah, I'll let Reggie start that one.
No, you didn't finish it with your question.
No, I did. Nigga, how do you
re-summarize?
What are your experiences?
Okay.
When it comes to decision making inside your 9-to-5, have there been times where you have stalled out on a decision, where you've had hard decisions to make when you've wasted time?
Definitely. Oh yeah. So, I was working for this insurance company, and I started out as I think it was called a producer's assistant or something like that. and I was assisting the producers sell insurance. But it was certain aspects of the job that I couldn't do because I didn't have like I don't want to say a broker's license. It's some type of license that I didn't have that you need in order to speak to customers when it comes to helping them make a decision on which insurance they're gonna be taking. So I was an assistant for a while, and I just so happened to be the highest paid assistant because I was already in the company. They transferred me over from a different department because that department like dissolved, but they let me keep my salary over there, and I was making more than the assistants or whatever. So I got comfortable. So the decision that I chose not to make or procrastinated on was I need to go get this producer's license or whatnot because I know I'm going to need it later on. I'm going to need it later on, probably. Who knows? But I'm making money right now. I'm the highest, you know what I'm saying, paid assistant in here.
Instead of using that time to go get that, you was like,
Exactly.
I'm getting more money. I'm gonna relax on my off time.
Mm-hmm. So I was real chill about it. You know, time passes or whatnot, and
When was this?
When was this? 2021, 2020, something like that.
Were you still doing the clothing line?
Actually, at the same, I was. Facts. I was running. I was running my store. That was the job I had while I was running my store. I was in my store at work. So, you know, there wasn't really no sense of urgency for me to go do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the salary was already decent. I'm running my business. But in the back of my mind, I knew I probably should get it because I don't know where to take me later. Whatever the case may be, put it on the back burner. Didn't make the decision to go lock in and just study and go get the shit. Not too long after, maybe a year after, random as hell, new policy comes out. Hey, anybody who doesn't have this license,
Get out of here.
You can't work here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it was I think I had like they gave me 2 months to do it. And now I'm like trying to cram. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just take that L and, you know, learn from it. And I think I had another job lined up or whatnot. But the point was I procrastinated and making that decision, and they made the decision for me.
Yeah, that's typically how it goes. Man. I don't know. This is one area that I can't really speak to procrastinating on. I feel like I've always
Been perfect.
not been perfect. I feel like I've always made decisions
Yeah.
when it comes to that. I feel like I've never hesitated on those, even if it's been the wrong decision at times. Like when it came to being a teacher for the short time that I was a teacher, switching schools, like, yeah, you know what, I don't want to be here no more. They tripping with me. I'm gonna switch over to this school. And they had like these little windows where you could switch over without a principal signing off on it. Shit like that. I'm a big pivoter when it comes to that. Like relationship wise, we're gonna talk about some shit in Patreon about the decisions I've not made when it comes to relationships. But when it comes to career, I'll pivot. Mm-hmm. You know that though. I'll pivot. I don't give a fuck. Like I'll pivot careers, jobs, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll move around that space fairly easily, man. But even when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's been some times in the entrepreneur game that I have took time to make a decision when it comes to overthinking branding, trying to be a perfectionist. And I think I've had analysis by paralysis a lot as an entrepreneur. And I've also, perfection could be the enemy of progress at times. And I think that's a common mistake that I've made as an entrepreneur when it comes to making decisions is not so much just what am I gonna do, but when. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has to look a certain way. This has to be perfect before I do X, Y, Z. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I definitely want to. Yeah,
I was gonna say, I mean, going back, like being in tech is an amazing thing when it comes to understanding decision making because, just like you said, perfection. Like when you're coming up with a tech product or service, the first thing that you will be asked or told to make is an MVP, like a minimally viable product. So that is not the idea you came up with. That is like the bare bones, simplest, butt naked version of it. So like if you got a whole idea for this grand company that's gonna do all these things, like, all right, what's the smallest amount of that shit that you could put in the app store first, just to have customers be able to test it and see what they really want. And in your mind, your first instinct is like, but that's not really but that's what your idea might not actually solve the problem that you're really trying to solve. You thinking about, I'm gonna build the solution first. No, you need to build the problem, the solution to the problem first. You need to focus on the problem. So going in at the simplest version of the problem and getting it moving instead of thinking perfection, and coming up with the end result immediately will allow you to get data and allow you to use real information from the actual customers or your actual marketplace that's gonna tell you, we don't fuck with none of that shit you thought was gonna work, but we'll pay a whole lot of money if you do it this way. And you might be like you said, you might have to pivot slightly. And maybe also this happens too. You know, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And they will pay for this, but I need to iterate it this way differently or make it look this way. So it takes a lot of critical thought. It takes sometimes a team of people who have seen it happen a different way. And that also goes back to you having a very clear understanding of the decision you made, having an end in mind. But having an end in mind don't mean that you have to start with the end, because you might have to start with the smallest version of your final product and then iterate it until it gets there, because you'll learn a whole lot in that process. Like for me, I've definitely learned a whole lot starting JetQuest. Before we ever had the actual app or we're even building it, I'm like, okay, what's the first thing that I can start doing to solve the problem and prove to investors or to other people that people want to do this? I could start hosting trips. I could just build a simple website out, and along the way we can gain revenue, we can build a brand, we can gain traction. And then once I've actually built the technology, it'll be an easy add-on to what we're already doing. People would just do it automatically because they've already been taking the trips before we had an app. So that's, like just my example of how I was able to do that and not worry about being perfect. Shit, our first trip we ever did, we didn't even have a website. We was collecting money on Cash App and Zelles. I was documenting who had paid what and by when on a notepad. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about getting started sometimes, but obviously you gotta get it better eventually.
You got pictures of that? You gotta keep shit like that,
You're right. I should look and find it, but I definitely got some pictures of just the trips.
That's
and
a
how,
journey, bro.
On
a notepad.
Yeah.
Niggas getting it out the mud.
No, for real. We still got the first email though, because I was telling people like, hey, look, I'm emailing everybody to remind them about payments. I'm like, we did a payment plan. I think the first trip we ever did was to Colombia. It was $800, bro. Don't ever do shit like this, all right? We charge people $800 for an all-inclusive trip. So I'm telling them like, yeah, drinks is unlimited, which was so dumb. I bought what I thought was gonna be 4 days worth of liquor the first night. That shit was gone in 3 hours.
So was this like at a resort or Airbnb? Like what was
It
this?
was a mansion. It was a 4-story mansion in Cartagena, Colombia. Okay. And yeah, like I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be good. Do that, throw the shit in the refrigerator and all throughout the kitchen. Man, they cleared that shit out in 4 hours. I went and took a nap and woke back up. The niggas knock on my door. Hey, bro, where's the rest of the drinks? I'm like, what are you talking about? The rest of the drink? I brought about 20 bottles, bro.
For how many people?
Nah, I was wilding because it was about 40 people.
So there's like a half a bottle of... Yeah, he was tripping.
Yeah, I was tripping. But I'm thinking, I'm like,
yeah.
people not going to drink 20 bottles in one night.
Not one night, at least. No, not one night. For the whole trip, you was tripping, but one night, they was overdoing it.
I thought it was going to be good for half the trip. I was like, that should be good for half the trip. So I'm like, 40... I'm like, a person per bottle, technically. That's what I'm thinking. These are like the gallon bottles. Because they don't really sell... Yes.
Oh, they was wilding, gang.
Wilding.
Wait. They drunk 20 baseball bats and...
Shout out to everybody on that first Colombia trip,
4
man.
hours?
And we had some people who got married from that trip. We had like 3 relationships. Shout out to
I
Kyle.
probably got some niggas in rehab off that trip. I got some niggas in the fucking AA meeting right now off that trip.
No, a couple people started businesses from that. That ain't crazy. Nah, niggas was definitely lit. But honestly, that trip was really a vibe. And we had like a mastermind dinner where everybody talked about their businesses and what they had going on. Like, it was a lot of people who had real shit going on in their lives, like real businesses. Starting a real business.
I'm still connected.
Successful.
I met what's bro name? He owned a gym out in Tennessee, I think.
In Mississippi.
JJ.
Yeah.
Connected with JJ off of that.
He got like 200,000 followers now. His shit been blowing up.
Yeah. But I want to ask you a question as far as like making the decision, because we was talking about entrepreneurship. You've been building JetQuest for 5 years, and give us an example of a decision that you didn't make that ultimately, like when you didn't make that decision, later down the line, the result was you paid for it.
So I remember I told you I had a guy who like started a whole like smearing campaign. So I had y'all had like a website that collects payments and stuff like that, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all use Stripe?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you've ever used Stripe, for a lot of people, like if you've done over 6 figures in Stripe, there's possibly been a time where they froze your money before.
Yeah.
So Stripe froze our money towards the end of the year, like 2 years ago, for 4 months. During this time, I was kind of forced to stay in business with this guy who I'm talking about. He came to me and he was like, imagine if you looking for somebody to run ads and this person's like, oh, we can not only run your ads, we can help you build your MVP. You know, you told us what you need. We can do that. We can run email, text campaign, and help you with social media marketing. I'm like, that shit sounds good. And then you show us a bunch of fugazi, but what looked like legitimate shit that he had done, but it was really other people's marketing. He just helped with their email campaign. So he got over on me as far as what he could do, and I partnered with him and immediately was not hitting the goals that we had set out. And so I had a choice to immediately be like, the thing is, I'm cool with you failing. Is how when I come to you and be like, hey, like, this not what you say you could do, he immediately gaslit me and made excuses. Oh, well, you know, there was more than what we said, da-da-da. Instead of it's my bad, look, let's redo the contract. And like, I want to make sure that I stay within what I can truly do and deliver. It was, oh, well, you told us and it was you and you and you. It was never him. For me, if I don't do what I said I'm going to do, I don't care if I didn't realize there was more work than I thought. Yeah. It's still my fault. I should have asked you the questions.
Yeah.
You the business owner that I'm doing business for.
Right.
So I had a decision where I was like, okay, he had built us a website that essentially we needed because we couldn't use Stripe. We were forced to use Square, but Stripe kind of has a monopoly over all the payment process, and you have to use them kind of for like template-based systems. So he had already built something that was custom made, but it was always just 95% working. There was always 5% of shit that was fucked up on the website. Like, always. And the 5% would be something like the book now button, which is how we get paid, right? I have literal text messages from people like, bro, I'm trying to book right now, and the button don't work. And then, so anyway, fast forward. Like I said, we're kind of stuck working with him. So I had a decision. I can cut this off now, which will set me back, but I can, within about 2 or 3 weeks, redo a custom made, get some other shit going, or I ride this out. And I kind of just let it slide for another few weeks, just seeing if he could get it together. But at the end of the day, my gut was like, regardless if he gets it together, the character of that person is a person who don't take accountability. And I would never, ever recommend anybody ever going into business and staying in business with somebody when it's something that they said they could do and they don't take accountability. Like I think you said that at the beginning of the episode, like, it's always better if you just blame yourself. Yeah. You can keep control and you can always find where you can get better. Yeah. But outside of that, that was my fault in, one, hiring too fast and firing too slow. I will always say switch those around and you can do a lot better. So
it's hire slow, fire fast.
Man, on God.
Like he did Reggie.
Like he did Reggie, man.
That did not
I never got
How many
fired.
times you been fired, bro?
I never got fired.
You never in life got fired?
Oh no, yeah. When I
You said never.
Bro, y'all go back.
I'll see you down that with him.
All right, when it comes to make decisions, as we said, bro, it's just, you know, a million different examples we could go into. I'm gonna get into some more detailed relationship in Patreon. If you're not in Patreon, make sure you buy. What can you buy with $8, bro?
What can I buy with $8?
Yeah. What could you
Anywhere?
buy with $8?
Yeah.
Not just in America.
Oh, in America, yeah. Colombia, I could get a crib.
I'm like, I just came back from Thailand. Shit. I mean, some candy, nigga, some food, like a drink at the bar, maybe. You know, nothing.
A drink at a bar? What the fuck? What bar you be going to?
A beer, maybe. A beer, maybe.
Oh.
Nothing major, really.
Well, you could get 300 episodes of Roses I Did in the Patreon for $8.
Tough.
You know what I'm saying? $8 will get you far around this bitch, man. I don't know. You know, you ain't got to go to Thailand to get far with $8.
There we go.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but if you want to go to Thailand, though, we got you.
Also, Rose Gold. Rose Gold is the event that we throw to celebrate the young guys that we mentor in the village. It's an R&B cocktail gala. It's amazing. It gets better every year. This is the 3rd rendition of it. This year, we're going to have some live music to go along with the DJ to make it a more elevated experience.
When is this?
It's going to be March 29th. in Lakeview, on the north side of Chicago. You know what I mean? The weather is usually breaking around that time. Everybody's gonna have on suits, a lot of dresses, a lot of curves in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very, very nice, very elegant. It's gonna be some free food there. The young guys that we're working with, they're gonna be there for the first 2 hours. Come out, you know what I'm saying? Let y'all know what they learned in the village. You're gonna hear a little bit of poetry, keynote speaker. We're gonna have some tables there for if you wanna, sign a young man that you know up that might need some mentorship resources, some therapy resources. All that's gonna be there. 8 o'clock hit, the kids going home, and it's shake that ass time.
Shake that ass time.
It's shake that ass time.
So it's the
Now,
kids at first, and then the kids go. Okay.
Yeah, the kids leave, and then it's shake that ass time. So if you want to dress like it's shake that ass time, come at 8. Don't come at 6 o'clock dressed like it's shake that ass time, because it ain't shake that ass time yet.
It's not there.
You know what I'm
yet.
saying? So we're gonna have a very elegant, uplifted event. The prices of your ticket goes towards helping support the village and support these young men. So the price of your ticket is a pay what you want event. You can pay whatever you want to get an event. You can pay $1. You can pay $1,000 to get into this event. It's a donation-based entry. Your ticket goes towards paying to help these young guys.
If somebody pay $1,000, they get bottle service.
They get to help those young guys.
Okay, just make sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a champagne toast though.
Yeah, we will.
We'll get that.
For sure.
Yep. All right, man. You got a man's perspective?
Yes. Man's perspective, as you know, ladies, we're giving you guys advice on how to get what you want out of a relationship. Just, gonna help you get some, get what you want out of a relationship. One of the biggest things that men desire from their woman in a relationship is, number one is peace, and then off the top of my head, number two is like respect for sure. But I'm thinking like a helpmate, right? And I say that because I was in the crib. I'm working on my pitch deck, right? I'm working on my pitch deck for my business, and my girl, she is a strategist, so she works, with an agency, and they, do the company's commercials and all of the presentations. They go through her and all that type of stuff. Cool. So I'm sitting there, and she let me check your pitch deck out, and she sees my pitch deck, and she's like, okay, let me kind of like take over a little bit. So I give her, I send it to her, give her editing access, and she rearranged it and it's just great. You know what I'm saying? And when you have a woman like that that's adding to your vision, that and you never know what your girl do. I'm not saying be out here if you a fucking a carpenter or you a tradesman, you trying to look for a woman who in real estate or whatever. You never know how the card's gonna fall, but
that's a nice relationship right there.
That would be crazy.
A nice situation.
Yeah. But that helpmate, and on the peaceful side, when it comes to peace in a relationship, obviously, I feel like it's so cliche to say, but it's so important. What does that look like, ladies? With the conversations that you guys have, how often do those conversations turn into conflict? How often do he come around you, and is it tense? Is it dreadful? Can he relax when he around you, or is it, I gotta make sure she good, or is it peaceful? So ladies, if you just want a more peaceful relationship and get what you want out of your man, be peaceful, be helpful, respect them, and you will ultimately get what you want.
Damn, so you gonna help the ladies plot on us? Is what you're saying?
It's actually gonna work out for us. So.
It's funny because when you said your girl was a strategist, I'm like, ain't they all strategists? In one way or another.
Okay.
Advice for boy
ways
moms.
Positive, some is not.
Advice for boy moms, man. You got a son, he growing up, he needs to understand that one of the most important parts of being a man is making decisions and standing on those decisions. As a young man, I used to make decisions. I used to ask advice. My dad, my uncles, my cousins, whoever. I used to ask for advice to make decisions. And a lot of times if I made the decision based on the advice I got and it didn't get the result I wanted, I would blame everybody who gave me the advice, right? That was my first experiences with dodging accountability and feeling validated in dodging. Like, nigga, you told me to go left and I went left and I lost. At the end of the day, no matter what advice anyone gives your son, it's his decision to make. He has to understand that. And owning his decision, he has to own his own wins and own his own losses as well. And wear them and understand that these losses add up to experiences that make him better. Having a young son, some of the first decisions he's going to have to make is what high school he decides to go to, who he decides to take on prom, what college he decides to go to, or if he decides to go to trade school, become an entrepreneur, whatever the case may be. These decisions are not easy. It's easy to sit with these decisions until deadlines pass. It's easy to go into analysis paralysis and just stay stuck in time until time runs out and the decision is no longer yours and the decision is being made for you. The counselor at your eighth grade is telling you like, nah, well, you got to go to this school now because the deadline passed. You waited too long. So also pushing your son towards making sitting down, looking at things and not looking too long and making a decision. And he'll get better and better at it as life goes on, but he won't get better at it if he's not pushed to do so early. So that's my advice for boy moms. Push your kids to look at the field, see everything that's going on, and just feel confident in making a decision, knowing that there are no real losses in life. You only learn, you get a free trial to do things over and over, and you'll be fine. At the end of the day, man. That's it. That's the episode.
Before we go, I want you to just give the people some information about JetQuest. Tell them what JetQuest is, because we low-key didn't really get into that. And just do a rundown so they know, what JetQuest is, what service you provide, how they can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, no, JetQuest is one of the fastest growing group travel clubs in the country right now. We basically create full itinerary group experiences for people like young, social, ambitious people. A lot of times it's mainly single people who want to get out and meet other like-minded people while having a fully planned out travel experience. So, we've done over 21 trips this year. We're doing trips to Thailand, Tokyo, Kenya, Bali, all around the world. We're also a tech platform right now. We're building a platform that's going to make running a group travel business really easy for hosts, using AI, automating pretty much everything that manually happens to create a group trip and then to execute it. And then for the travelers, it's a social platform for you to be able to find trips, whether you're searching for something in Tokyo or you're searching for a specific host that you want to travel with. It's all about connecting with people and connecting with the travel that you want to travel to. And so, yeah, we've been doing that for 5 years now. You can find us at JetQuest on everything. You can find me at Jonathan Lewis 713. And if you want to travel, we mess around and make for everybody who watches this, I can make a Roses Are Dead promo code. So throw y'all $200 off anybody who's watching this podcast. You want to book a trip, just go Roses Are Dead. I'll have that done by tonight. But yeah, this was dope, man. Very fun. I like how y'all do y'all's things. I feel like I can take some from this and bring it to our podcast back home, because y'all have like the segments. I like that. We kind of get into it and then go through the process of asking the guest a lot of stuff, and then we kind of talk about travel. We talk about entrepreneurship, legacy, and then their story per se. Yeah. But I like the topics and the specific segments too. So it's cool to see different creative processes.
Question about one of the trips though. So when somebody books a trip with JetQuest, what do they have to do next? What do they have to worry about? They got what about excursions? So they have to book those. What?
Yeah, so when you book a trip, you get a confirmation, and then you're dropped into a group chat with all the other people who are traveling with you. So y'all are getting a chance to get to know each other and meet, talk shit. You can see what girls you might like, what guys is in there that do stuff similar to you that you might really collab with. And then by the time the trip is happening, like I said, you're getting picked up from the airport. The excursions are included in the price. So the price that you're paying is not just your hotel. It's like all the breakfasts. It's our mastermind dinner. It's the farewell dinner. You can take care of your own lunches and like outside excursions that you want to do. But like we usually will always have like the main 2 or 3 major excursions that are included, like a boat party or, depending on where we're at, like Mount Fuji, when we went to Tokyo, that's like a major thing people want to do when we go to Tokyo. So like those are the things that will be included in your price. So a lot of times people are like, oh, I can find this cheaper on, booking.com, where you're only booking your hotel. With us, you're booking your hotel, excursions, a host, a camera team, and excursions and transportation to those excursions, plus breakfast and 2 dinners. So it's a way bigger perspective on your experience rather than just a hotel.
Yeah.
And it's really all about the people that you with. Because like you said, like on the trip you came on, that was like 45 people. Mm-hmm. Like that was a lot of good networking. A lot of those people are doing really good in life right now. Like a lot.
We was on a boat party with Rod Van Dam.
Oh, you went on that one too?
Yeah, I went on 3. I've been on 3
trips. Kick you off that motherfucker.
Nah, yeah, they was cool as hell. But yeah, like, like just building relationships like that. I mean, we've had people come, I said it earlier, like get married on a trip, people who've started businesses, and just people who end up really being cool. Some people come on there like single women and they don't have a lot of females they could travel with. And then they leave that trip and they end up taking trips outside of JetQuest with the girls they met on the trip. So now they have a network of other females who got flexible money and who can travel. And whether it's as serious as getting married or as just relaxed as just having other people to travel with now, it's all about the connections that you make, really, because that's really what you're paying for. Is, yeah, I don't want to have to think about doing all the work of putting the trip together, but I want to go with a specific type of person, you know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely. I had like 4 questions that popped up and I forgot all of them. I want to at least get one off before we end the show because this is really good.
Was it about traveling?
It was about they were just popping up while he was talking, like they was just ringing off, and I just fuck. I want to get at least one of them off before we get out of here. Let me see. Fuck it, we will go to Patreon. All right, man. If you want to hear the question I got for him, if you want to hear some other things we're gonna talk about in Patreon, man, that's where we're going right now. If you're chasing something in life, make sure you give it to everything, man. Keep your foot on the gas, man. Decide, plan, sacrifice.
Shoot or shoot.
We out.
So, God in the king.